Hi, everybody. I've just done a TM6 run through for my TM31 customers who are considering upgrading because that offer finishes in the next couple of days. But since I was all set up here, I thought that I would cook my brownies that I'm making for dessert tonight because we've got people coming over. I thought I'd make them with you now. I've got to line my cake tin and I realize you can't really see the bench very well. Let's see if I can get down here. I don't know if you know this tip, but I will quickly show you. If you need to line a square or a rectangle, to lay it on the bottom and just snip into the corner for each corner, and then turn it over. And when you push it in, where you have snipped will line up perfectly into the corners. So it just takes a little bit of jimmying, but we will get that right in the corner. And it just means that you don't have that bunching that can happen in the corners, that it sits really nicely. Let me show you. Let's get this one. So it sits a whole lot nicer. That's my little tip for you. And now I'm going to do the Decadent. Oh, I think they're Decadent dark chocolate brownies. Let me just see here. I'll go to, that's not the right one. There we go. I'll go to the screen. It is the Decadent dark chocolate brownies. So I think I've got everything out. I'm just going to dive into it. The oven's already on. I've done the cake tin. I'm going for the sugar. So it says Rapadura or raw. So I'll just throw in raw because Rapadura is a little bit expensive for me. And then look, 420 will be fine. I think I have heard people halving the sugar in this, which is fine. It turns out fine, but it's a bit more cakey. It's not kind of like that gooey, doughy brownie. So I'm going for the full amount for tonight because it's for visitors. 4 seconds on speed 9. And then we move on to the next thing, which is the baking powder. Show you what we've done there, by the way. 4 seconds. We have milled that down to, I guess it's a bit finer than caster sugar. It's kind of a mix between caster and icing. And that was just 4 seconds. Pretty great. A teaspoon of baking powder. It says 70 grams of Dutch cocoa, but I don't have as much left as I thought I did. So I'm going to go for whatever I've got left here, which is 39 to 40. And then the rest, I'm going to use cacao. So it's going to be like quite chocolatey. And that's probably enough. I've also got the water switched off here at the moment because my husband's doing some plumbing things. So I'm trying not to make too much of a mess where I need to wipe things down. 100 grams of plain flour. I didn't pre-weigh any of this. I'm just quickly getting it in the oven before school pickup. Yep, there we go. And all right, so we've got pretty much all the dry ingredients. This would be what be in your packet mix if you were to buy a packet mix from the shops, and it's 5 seconds all the way to speed 10. Okay, this is one of my favorite new bowls from the mix shop. It's got measurements on the inside. It's got the rubber non-slip base. It's got a handle for holding and pouring. So it says to transfer that into a bowl. So I'll show you what that looks like. Give this a bit of a twist to let out all the extra down around the blades. So that's the dry ingredients. And now it wants our chocolate. It says 55% cocoa. I've got 70. So this is going to be very, very chocolatey. And it does say broken into pieces. So bear with me while I do that. If you do have a TM31 and you do want to upgrade, it's finishing really soon. And it's a super good deal. you've got a friend with a TM31, you can let them know. So it's basically the Thermomix for a $300 discount, plus you get a free cutter, which is like the slicing and grating attachment that is not yet at the mix shop. So they'd be the first to get it, or you'd be the first to get it. And that's going to be valued at or retail for $199 when it comes to the mix shop. So you're basically getting $500 extra value for the TM31 trade-in at the moment. Okay, that's good enough. That's 180. So beware of some sound. We're chopping this for 2 seconds around a speed 5. And then it says to scrape it down. It really hasn't done a lot, actually. I probably need to run it for longer. Do your own judgment call on it, because I guess it depends on the chocolate that you're using. I'm going to chop that for a little bit more. So you can always just go back and do it for longer. I'm going to just tile it up a little bit and then so I went up to speed 6 for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, so that's better. That's what I would want it to look like. And then it says to transfer that to a bowl and set it aside. So I'll just pop that in here. This is just a really beautiful recipe, really good to make for visitors, so you don't get left eating all of it yourself. And then we're going to go for, all right, what are we saying? Transfer in, and now we want a pinch of salt. Oh, and the butter, which I haven't actually got out yet. I found cream on super special at Coles, and I was just saying to someone the other day, I never find cream on special. Where are all the creams on special? And I'm going to make my own butter, which can take the place of this. This was $6.50 for this block. It's crazy. Went up overnight. And so making my own butter is going to save a whole lot of money. It all adds up. So if you do whip your cream into butter with your Thermomix, you can actually freeze that and then just bring it out when you need it. So that's good to know. So 230 grams of butter, kind of cut into pieces. Okay, good to go. So that is melting, yes, melting that butter for a couple of minutes. So I like to use my 2 minutes to just pack up and then get going for the next step. So I'll pause the recording and come back after that has happened. So I do really love hands-free cooking because I was able to put all the ingredients away and the rest of the Thermomix attachments that I used in my video before. Now, it does say to let the mixture cool down. I'm not really very patient, so I don't usually do that. So I'm just going to scrape it around in the bowl a little bit, just give it a bit of air time and mix it a bit because there's still some bits in there that aren't melted. That's because I brought the butter straight out from the fridge and it was very, very cold. I imagine those ones that are in there that aren't fully melted, we'll just mix in with this mixture, but it also means that maybe it is already fairly cool. Let's have a look. Did you know that you can check temperature of your mixture? So just go back to the step and the little number above, it says 40. So that just means it was heading for 60, but it got to 40 because the butter was really cold that I put in there. So that's about right. Look, now it's dropped to 37. Perfect. So now it's wanting the cocoa mixture. And then our eggs. And we are 30 seconds on speed 3. Nearly there. I don't realize how much I wash my hands and use the water while I'm cooking. So it's been a little bit interesting doing my video and cooking without any water to use, but that's okay. We're nearly there. Scrape down the sides and add the chocolate. So I'll quickly show you what it looks like here. So we're going to scrape that down and add our chocolate, and then we'll be done. So really, really easy. It's a recipe that my daughter will often make because it is really step by step. Well, most of the recipes are really, aren't they? So we're putting in our chocolate, then it wants some vanilla. Add the vanilla. Oh, a tablespoon, okay. I don't bother dirtying the spoon measures. And then there's a little video here, which is great. So if it's a step that you're not sure what they're saying to do, but I know what they're saying, they're just saying that use that to help stir it around. 10 seconds on reverse on speed 3. And that is it. And I cannot wait to lick the bowl. Yum. That just looks awesome. Look at that. Super happy with that. I'll double check that we're done. And now I've got chocolate on my camera. We are pour it in and spread it around and bake it for 65 minutes, which is perfect because it can cook while we go and while I go and get the kids. And it will still be warm for dinner tonight, I reckon. Well, very fresh anyway. Okay. Spread this out. Yum. I'm going to give it a try. Very fluffy. All right. Now I'm going to cook that guy for the 65 minutes and I'll share a photo, I guess, when it's all done. Thanks for joining me.